Hello, Bionic Dance. No, it's not really so much about you, it's your attitude. Now, yes, we don't agree with your message, but it's not personal. And I don't think Matt Dillahunty is saying exactly what people were disagreeing with you about. Now, if Matt Dillahunty is going to say that rocks and babies are atheists, I'm going to say he's wrong too. I think that's what people said you said. If you didn't say that, I apologize. Good. I don't think I disagree with you in terms of saying a person either does or doesn't believe in something. I do have somewhat of a problem with dividing all people into those two categories just because it is very hard to either define or agree on what belief means. But yeah, if you could define it precisely and coherently, yes, everything can pretty much be uh, divided into two categories. The problem I have, though, and I think this is where most people would disagree with you and agree with me, is that belief and non belief does not directly equate to theism and atheism, or Gnosticism and agnosticism, or whatever. The fact a person does not believe or lacks belief does not, by default or automatically, make that person an atheist. Or the point is, that wouldn't be the most appropriate label we put on a person, because following this kind of logic, we would have to say that a person who lacks sympathy or apathy, or I'm sorry, a person who lacks sympathy and empathy or is apathetic is sociopathic or mentally ill. Typically, this is how we define it. But that doesn't mean that a child who is born before we've had a chance to test him or her, that we would automatically label that child a sociopath. It's unfair, it's unuseful, it's unproductive, it has zero predictive power. The, you're right, we could expect that a child does not do what a reasonable adult would do when he is faced with the situation to express his sympathy and empathy and compassion. Does that mean a child doesn't have it? Not really. We could expect that a child lacks the traits, ability, capability, intention, and willingness to act as a reasonable adult who does have those traits. But does that mean that child is a sociopath? Do you see what I mean here? Is that the problem with the argument or claim that people or things are either theist or atheist or believers or non-believers is that, one, it's not very fair or productive to equate non-belief with atheism, or non-belief with skepticism, or non-belief with whatever label you want to throw out. That's number one. Two, some things or some people simply are inapplicable to the word belief. Is a dead person an atheist? I mean, let's just put it this way. If a Christian dies, does his corpse become an atheist? You could say yes, because his corpse is incapable of expressing belief even if it has belief. Or we could say that we can't prove that this person's corpse is believing. So I guess every time a Christian shuts his mouth, you have to say that he's an atheist. You understand how stupid this starts to sound? So basically, if you're going to say that lacking belief, not having belief, lacking expression of belief, not positively believing, blank slate, rocks, babies are atheists, go ahead, but that really makes the word kind of meaningless. We do not want to start saying that Bionic Dance, your t-shirt, and your green screen background, and your bracelets, and your hair dye are sociopaths or atheists. That doesn't help us. I mean, we wouldn't want your bracelet and your necklace and your t-shirt and your jeans and your hair dye to, go out and vote or become active, or we don't want to speak on their behalf because they're not humans. And to say that they do or don't believe things is inapplicable. It doesn't fit in the binary. Binaries are true given certain criteria. So I would probably be more comfortable saying that all adult thinking non-retarded human beings are capable of being categorized into two two categories, a true dichotomy. But it is inappropriate or inaccurate or meaningless to categorize non-thinking humans or inanimate objects into the same. So, to sum it up, really what I'm saying here is atheism as a term should be reserved for people who consciously choose not to, or are consciously aware that they do not believe in God, gods, a God, because they have understood the alternatives. To say that a person who has never been exposed to the belief of God and therefore is an atheist doesn't help us at all. So even if I'm gonna concede to you, and I will, that babies and rocks and your bracelet and your T-shirt and your green screen background and your hair dye are not believers or not theists. I wouldn't call them atheists. If you disagree, great. If you don't disagree, even better. Thanks for watching.